Every day in the USA, people find themselves in court.
And here's an empty room. The problem with this guy is I don't think he has anywhere to go. So jail may be better than. Been in jail for 5 days on two $100 bonds. Good morning, sir. Are you Bradley Layson?
Yes, I am.
You weren't scheduled for a hearing, but I asked you to be brought up because I see you've been sitting in jail for 5 days without being
Yes, sir.
able to post $200 bonds.
Yeah.
I did correspond with the Sturgis City Attorney, Mr. Tim George, regarding your cases. I would note that the public defender, Jeanette Jackson, is here with us in the courtroom. So let me pull these up and then we'll talk about them.
Okay.
Mr. Layson, you got 2 trespassing charges and 2 retail fraud civil infraction charges. Let's first talk about the trespassing. In file 231349, it's alleged you were trespassing in the city of Sturgis in July of 2023. That allegedly occurred at Centerville Road and Fawn River Road. I think you'd been ordered not to be there, and they charge you with civil infraction, retail fraud. You failed to appear. They also had some felony warrants and another trespass warrant. So I did a warrant for your arrest, and you got picked up about 5 days ago, and you've been able to post a $100 bond. So that's one trespass. The other one allegedly occurred on November 17th. Let's take a look at that one. That's 1401.
Of what? Of 2001?
2023.
Oh, 2023. Okay.
And that allegedly occurred at the Walmart store, and you'd been told not to go there, and you took some green beans and a can opener, which means you were hungry. Anyway, then on February 17th, again, you got charged with retail fraud as a civil infraction under Sturgis ordinance. Let's take a look at that. That's alleged that you're at the Admiral station and stole something. So you've been in jail in lieu of two $100 bonds. Mr. George has agreed to dismiss one of these cases if you plead to the others. So the July 14th case, they would dismiss if you pled to the trespass that occurred on November 17th.
Sir,
You've been
he's the
in
one that
jail.
brought it up to me. Okay.
Say that again.
He's the one that brought up to me yesterday that he was just gonna put them all down and put it all down as old and pleading not guilty. That was his idea to put that down.
Well,
I don't know why
Mr.
you didn't say that
George,
yesterday.
all right, well, I talked to him. You've been unable to post bond, and they didn't set your pretrial until March 6th. I think maybe who you were talking to was the magistrate. And I don't really want to leave you in jail for 10 more days on 2 small bonds. So Mr. George gave consent to dismiss one of these if you plead to the other one. Trespass under Sturgis City Ordinance is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100, $500, excuse me. Do you understand?
Yeah, yep.
Are you willing to plead to one of these if they dismiss the other one?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, so I'm gonna dismiss the June 14th, July 14th, which is 2313490 OM and retail fraud civil infraction. If you plead to trespass in 231401. In that case, it's alleged that you went back into the Walmart store after being told not to go there. Is that correct?
Yeah, yes.
Other than what I just said to you, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this
No, sir. Nothing.
or threaten you?
No, sir.
Mr. Lason, if I let you out of jail, where are you gonna go?
Probably to my mom's house
And where is that?
in Sturgis. We'll go there and talk to her and see what she says about everything, about the situation and whatnot. See if I can get a ride for court when I need it.
Well, if I do this today, you're not gonna need to come back. Do you understand that by pleading to this charge, you're giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury? Do you understand that?
Oh, yeah, okay. I didn't know you were sentencing me today and everything.
I'm gonna let you out of jail is my intention. I talked to Judge Stutzman. You had a case in circuit court and he gave you 3 days, credit 3 days. So the only thing holding you right now is these two very small $100 bonds. They
Yeah,
could have just amended them to PR bonds, but I thought I'd see if we could resolve all of these cases. Now, there's still a retail fraud we need to talk about, but we'll get to that in a minute. To understand by pleading to this misdemeanor charge that you're giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury. There will be no trial. Do you understand that?
yes, sir.
If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand and testify on your own behalf, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you. And you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Probably would not appoint an attorney in a trespass case, but you are in custody. So I guess if you asked, I would. On November 17th, did you go to the, July 25th, did you go to the Walmart store after you'd been previously told on July 14th not to go back?
Yeah, I probably did. I don't quite remember the exact date, but I remember I went in a couple times after they told me not to come back in. And then they called the cops and I realized that it was an actual charge. I thought it was just them saying, don't come back in.
No, it was a charge. Plus you stole a can of green beans, but I guess they didn't charge that. I'm gonna give you 5 days jail credit, 5 days. The minimum fine is $125. I'm gonna do a payment plan.
Okay,
The other case is dismissed. Now, you got a new retail fraud charge. It's alleged you stole something from the Admiral store on February 17th, which is
yeah,
why you're in jail right now. That's a civil infraction punishable by a fine only. Are you willing to admit to that?
yeah. The
What
officer,
did you
the officer
take?
let me go, because I told him that I was very cooperative with him is what he said. And he let me go because he said that they were busy and he wanted me to turn myself in. So that very same day I came and turned myself in because he said I had warrants out for me just to get it all over with and done with.
What did you take from the Admiral station?
What did I take? A couple
Yes.
beers.
And that is in 24. 3260N. All right, stole beers. You're not doing so hot. These trespasses are old. And one had a retail fraud and the other had a retail fraud that they didn't charge, and then you stole some beer. I'm gonna do a fine of cost of $150, which is by fee schedule. And that's all gonna be part of a payment plan.
Okay,
So this took care of both trespasses and both retail fraud charges. Now, you're gonna get out of jail here in a little bit. Are you gonna have any way to get where you need to go?
yeah, I'm gonna call my mom, she'll come pick me up.
All right, very good. If you need a bus pass, you come here. But I want you to stop at the courthouse before you go back to Sturgis. Come to the district court office and set up a payment plan. Understand?
Okay, okay,
We could have done this on March 6th. Today is June 22nd.
yeah,
That's
when originally was set up.
June, it's February 22nd. So I didn't want to make you wait. Plus, I'm not even going to be here on March 6th. So we got these done today. I gave you 5 days jail credit, 5 days. The minimum allowable fine per the city attorney, 1 retail fraud and 1 trespass is dismissed. Now, you can't go into Walmart. You can't go into the gas station.
Yeah,
All right. I'll send this paperwork over to the jail and you're good to get on with it. All
okay.
right. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. We didn't need to keep him in jail for 14 more days for that, but Mr. George was willing to just get rid of many of these. Thank you, Ms. Jackson, for helping me with these.
That was it?
That was it.
Oh, okay. I thought there were 2 people, but I guess it was 2
No, just 2
cases.
files.
Okay. All right.
All right, you can take the rest of the day off.
Thank you. Well, you have a good week. Next week, I probably may not see you.
Keith be back.
Yeah.
We'll be
For a
here
few
all week
days,
next
anyway.
week. All right, well, that wasn't much of a docket, but I did want to try to deal with that circumstance. As many of you know, I do look at the jail roster every morning when I come in. I know everybody that's in our jail. This morning, there were 97 people in there. And now we're gonna have 96.